MP. Ni sawa. Kata sawa na kweli. Tuko tumekula Biblia. Sasa unataka
This is your first time in parliament.
Yeah.
How is the experience?
No, the experience is good. I can say so. And as a youth, I think the what thing that I'm really looking forward as a youth is that most of the youth in this country, they do not have jobs. And you find like many learning institutions, they are bringing many graduates on the job market. Both the degree, diploma, certificates, every year, thousands of thousands. But you find like job opportunities have shrink, they're going to shrink. So as a young parliamentarian, I want to look at how can we be able to ask the government coming up with the policies. And we have been finding like most of the companies in this country, they are running, going to do business in other countries like Tanzania, where they believe that it's cheaper to do the business there. So we want to look at so that we can have more appealing environment that will encourage more companies coming and invest in private sector, and this will create job opportunities here in Mumias here in Kenya, yes. So that many youth can get jobs. Cause jobs because I know how hard and difficult and painful to tarmac as a youth, and most of the youth have bigger aspiration. So that is one thing that we are looking forward as youth. You know, by the way, it's because as a young man, the kind of the competition for this seat was so stiff. In fact, even for me, I couldn't believe that I won this seat. So I felt so good because it was just like a privilege. It was like a golden. In fact, I want to congratulate my people from Mumias constituency for giving me this golden chance to serve them. So I felt so good. I felt so honored. And from that point of view is what made me to start celebrating, man. Yeah. Is it okay?
Yeah. How was the journey?
The journey was a bit hard for me. I can say that when I started, because you see youth, like in our culture, where I come from, that is the Luya culture. If you go and vie for a member of parliament and you don't have a wife, you don't have a woman, you don't have a house, they'll start calling you. It's like you are lost, you are a madman. They'll call you. But I was able to convince them that indeed I'm serious about this thing. So I take this. It's because in Blue Land that's why it's very hard for any woman to be elected or a youth to be elected for a member of parliament. So it was a long journey because I didn't have money. I never used to have even own a motorcycle or a bicycle. So I used to walk on the foot. I used to later on pikis and all that. But I also want to thank my party of DAP party that really sponsored me, Waziri Eugene Wamalwa, and he came in at the hour that I really needed him. He paid even the money for registration for the party I didn't have. He's the one who paid for me. So I can say that for those youth who are there, because in 2017 when I vied, I got 254 votes. But 2022, you can imagine, he was number one. So from number last to number one. So any youth there outside should never lose hope, or anyone who vied in this election that has passed, even if he failed, he should not get discouraged. But now should keep on moving, because you never know. One thing I know is that being resilient, being consistent, and being hopeful. Because they could come, my opponents, do you have 50 million to campaign? 50 million and even don't have even 1,000 bob in my pocket. How will you expect? So, and in this politics or in any given life, anyone who comes to advise you in terms of finances and he can't give you those finances, do away with that person because he's a distractor. Yeah. At the comedy. No, me I just like being natural. I'm a natural guy. Just like being natural. Just going natural, right? So sometimes I've never been a comedian, but I just like being natural, and I find some jokes kidogo for audience attraction. You know, you must have a way of attracting the audience. Then once they laugh, you give them the serious point, and then they go thinking about what you just spoken about. So it's just a trait of speech. In speech. You should not be like so bland. Deputy Speaker,
One last one. One last one.
and I want to greet. I want to vote for him. I'm going to vote for him today. This is the man. Sir, MV. Ni sawa. Kata sawa na kweli. Tumekula Biblia. Sasa unataka kutupeka haya watu wa sauti yao. Haya, together man. We are together man. Vijana wapenda sana.
Hujaulizwa na wabunge huko wale wengine juu ya nywele.
Hiyo nywele ni yangu bwana.